The Black Business Council has welcomed the appointment of the new Eskom Board, but the body wants CEO Andre de Ruyter to be fired. BBC CEO Kganki Matabane joins us via Zoom. Mr. Matabane, thank you very much for your time this evening. So let's start off firstly, your reaction to the appointment of the new Eskom Board. You've been calling for a while for more appropriately skilled board members. Are you confident in the abilities of the newly elected members?
Good evening, Anika and the viewers. Firstly, we'd like to thank the President, President Ramaphosa and Minister Gordhan for listening to our cry. We've been raising this issue for a long time to say Eskom is a complicated organization, it's a huge organization. It needs people with the proper experience. It needed engineers, it needed chartered accountants, it needs people who run businesses, but also it needs people with gravitas and people who've got courage. Because we depicted that the previous board did not have the courage to hold management to account. So we welcome the board. We think it's a very balanced board. Pomakwana is a very experienced executive. He has been at Eskom, he understands the issues that we have. So we were hopeful that they will do the right thing. And the right thing in our eyes is to hold management to account. If people are appointed to provide the electricity and there's no electricity, those people are not performing, they must leave. But we think it's a well-balanced board.
So we know that the challenge at Eskom are complex. They are far-reaching. They go back very far historically. You, however, say that we must put the blame for continuing blackouts squarely at the door of the CEO Andre de Ruyter and the CEO Jan Oberholzer. Why are you fingering them specifically, or do you think the entire board and they should go, that they shouldn't be spared, that it's not necessarily just their fault, but that they shouldn't stay?
Remember, a company will appoint a CEO to come and resolve issues, and that's what Eskom has done 3 years ago. They appointed the CEO to come and stabilize the organization. We were not even expecting him to resolve the load shedding issue. And then he came, we gave him the benefit of the doubt. We welcomed this appointment. He gave us 18 months from when he was appointed that, please, South Africans, bear with me, give me 18 months. After 18 months, I'll stabilize the network, I'll solve the load shedding problem. That is a self-imposed deadline. But what happens after 18 months? This year alone, we've experienced the highest amount of load shedding in the history of Eskom. It has never happened. And that then tells you that the CEO is the wrong CEO, because firstly, he did not diagnose the problem properly. He made promises that he cannot meet himself. In a private sector company, a CEO cannot stabilize an organization in a year, which is 12 months, gets fired. So we're expecting the same performance management that applies across the board. It's not a South African issue, it's a global issue that when a CEO is brought to do the job, they must do the job. But the current CEO, what he does, he blames everyone else except himself. Every time there's a load shedding, he blames either the previous management, he'll blame diesel, he'll blame weather, he'll blame all these things except for himself. So he's not taking accountability. If you accept a job like this, you know it comes with its own pressure. It comes with the complications. You need to take accountability. And if you are failing, you must just say, South Africans have failed you. I can't do this job. Companies are struggling. Small businesses are struggling. Imagine people who are running a funeral palace, people who are running motor repair centers, people who are running hair salons. People, basically, all the small businesses are basically struggling, and we're supposed to be supporting small businesses so that we can create jobs. The country is struggling as we're sitting now with the employment, and we can only solve our employment issues if we've got energy security. We can at least also get investment into the country, both internal and external investment. if people come here knowing that if they want to establish a manufacturing company, they will be able to do that.
With all that in mind,
we get
I do apologize. Sorry. With all that in mind, achieving those the stability needed to drive investment, to create job security, to drive more new job employment opportunities, what should the first 5 priorities be of the new board?
The first one is to hire the right person, because once you've got the right person, you'll be able to hold the right person to account. And then make sure that they do the things that they're supposed to do. After that, then the second important thing, which we've emphasized even when we met with the president, is that we need to fix the current Eskom. We are very cognizant that there's a need for renewable energy, there's a need for solar and wind power, but we need what is called base load electricity. And solar and wind don't have. So that can only be done by fixing Eskom. Eskom is got almost 50,000 megawatts that is supposed to be available. But at any given time, we only have like 27,000. So there is almost 20,000 megawatts that is supposed to be available, but it's not available due to poor maintenance, incompetence, incapacity, and all those things. So if the board can solve that and make sure that Eskom works, then we can bring solar and wind on top, as we call it, we call it the cherry on top. So for you to have the cherry on top of a cake, you must first have the cake. So the board needs to make sure that the cake is there. We've got that electricity that is available 24 hours, because solar is not available 24/7. Wind is not available 24/7. So you cannot run
of the board
industry with that.
We've had load shedding for 14 years now. In 14 years, it seems that no one has been able to fix Eskom. So where do you think that they should start? And I know you've mentioned by appointing the right person, but apart from that, the next step down the ladder.
It's to do proper maintenance. If you've got a car that you don't maintain properly, you only call your friends to come and fix it. You'll try to travel from here to Cape Town, and then it's going to stuck on the road. Because if you look at Eskom, since the CEO came there, he has been saying, "No, give us time so that we can maintain." But they do maintenance, but 2-3 months down the line, the very same power station falls apart, because they appointed their friends there who are not doing a proper job. They must appoint people who are competent to do maintenance. And then once that is done, you know, at least for the next 2 years, if I've maintained one power station, it will last me for the next 2 years. And then if they do that for all the power stations, we're not going to have these problems of load shedding. But you cannot solve load shedding through wind energy or through solar. You can only solve it through what is called base load electricity. And that is a technically proven solution, not solutions that are driven by lobbyists.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time and for your input this evening. That was Black Business Council CEO Kganki Matabane reacting to the appointment of a new board at Eskom.